should have saved it.
We're talking about the black community at Sewanee. Betty, Nick, and I got here in 1946, and for some obscure reason, I was elected president of the Sewanee Civic Association in 1947, I think.
48.
Dr. Garrett died in 1948.
48.
And in 1948, I was president of the Sewanee Civic Association, and I immediately launched a survey of the facilities in the black community, and discovered that there were only 2 inside toilets. Everybody else, there were about 40 families at that time living in the black community, which was called Happy Hollow.
Why in the world was it called Happy Hollow, and by whom?
Well, it was all long
for years and years and years. It was called Happy Hollow by the white people.
By the white people. I've known
They
the
thought,
black people called
they
it.
thought, well, they called it the hollow.
It is a hollow. I mean, I can
How
see why
did
it's a hollow.
how did it come to be called St. Mark's Community?
Why St. Mark's Community?
The church.
Ours, because we knew that the little church there was called St. Mark's.
Church moved over there about 1935.
Was it an Episcopal church?
Yeah, a
Oh,
nice
no.
A
little
mission or what? Or
Yeah.
a church?
Nice little mission, usually run by seminary students. And so we changed the name. Betty, Nick, and I changed the name from Happy Hollow to St. Mark's Community. And then when I was president of the Civic Association, I appointed a long-range planning committee, and one of them was a committee to deal with the newly named St. Mark's Community. And so I started myself meeting monthly with the leadership of the black community. And Isaac Turner, our butler, he was working for us, and Isaac Turner was the person who would invite those to come to the meeting. And so and so we had a meeting once a month, and we would have 15 to 30 people come. 15 to 30.
Who were the kind of guiding lights of that community? The people who were the most articulate,
Well,
the most,
Elizabeth Johnson was one, but Betty Nick should come back and give you those names. But
Jim Cohen was one of them.
Oh, Jim Cohen was living here at the time?
Yeah.
yeah,
What
that's
was
right.
he doing here?
Teaching, I think, in the valley.
Oh.
But we had a
Was
very...
he living with his parents?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we would have this meeting in the Belmont Club.
What's that one?
The Belmont Club, and I, by the way, the television was just coming in at that time, and one or two fraternities were having television sets, and so I got a television set for the Belmont Club, and it was so exciting for them. Everybody came to the Belmont Club to see black and white television, and Lon Varnell was the contributor. I got Lon to
Lon
give.
Varnell?
Lon Varnell gave the first television set to the Belmont Club, which made it a real club because
something to do
it was
there.
so new. It was yeah. So as I said a moment ago, the first question I asked was, what do you need most? And the answer was, we need a street light in front of so-and-so's house.
Where was the street light? Where did you put
Well, it was, I can tell you exactly where it
Down
was.
the cellar.
It was on Alabama
Willie Six
Avenue,
Road or Alabama Avenue?
right where the crossing comes in now.
496 Road.
At that time, it was right across the street from Cuz Houston's house. Cuz Houston was my
Houston
janitor.
Smith.
Houston Smith. Cuz, we called it. Houston Smith.
Simon's
Cuz.
uncle.
Was.
Simon Smith's uncle.
And he lived right across the street, and he said, it's so dark there at night, and we need a street light. I said, what, you don't have any street lights? No, not a single street light. Well, the street lights were all around Sewanee. And so that's when I called Gaston Bruton, and I said, Gaston, how in the world do you get a street light?
What if?
And he said, all I do is pick up a telephone and call Duck River.
What do you think if a person from the black community had called Duck River and said, we want a street light? What do you think would have happened?
I don't know, but I doubt if it would have happened.
No, the university was paying for the street light.
Oh, that's right. The bill would be paid by the university.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. In other words, when Gaston Bruton called and said, put in a street light, that meant that the university was willing to pay the bill,
Oh, I see.
the electric bill. So they were happy to put in a street light, which they did. And the second thing was, we want a footbridge across the creek, because in bad weather we have to walk a half mile when we are working for, as servants for, the university community. We have to walk clear up the university cemetery and around, and then back down into the University Avenue area. And so it was a matter of considerable importance to them to have a bridge where they could go from over there, the St. Mark's community, into the white community to work. And so I called Abbo Martin. God bless Abbo Martin. I called him and I said, Abbo, you got all these students working now. This is 1948 or 49. And I said, Abbo, you got all these students working for you. Can you possibly get some students to come and make a bridge, a footbridge?
So this was in the 40s. This is in the 60s you're talking
Late
about.
40s.
Late
Wow.
40s,
Wow.
like 1940s.
Okay.
And he said, oh, sure. And so students appeared miraculously and put a footbridge across this creek.
Cut the trees that need to be cut.
Had to cut the trees and had to build a bridge. So we got and then the next thing was a major project, because they said, we want a road, a bridge and a road to connect the St. Mark's Church, St. Mark's Mission Church, and the Belmont Club, and I don't know whether the school building had been finished then or not. So anyway, and that was the most enormous tree in the middle of the road they needed. And so we declared a holiday, and everybody in the black community came out and helped cut down this enormous tree. It's the biggest I think I've ever seen yet. It must have been, it was 10 feet through. Must have been over 25 feet or so in diameter. So,
Sure.
so
I get it.
we got that tree cut down and got the bulldozers out there, and Gaston Bruton was helping with everything. And we got the road cut through, which you now can see. The road is right there.
Which road is that? Willie Six?
No,
No.
it connects.
No. No, it connects
Alabama and Mississippi.
Yeah, it does connect Alabama and Mississippi. So this was this really established my stature in the black community.
Which has never faded.
I'd done all the things that they had asked for. Of course, we did many things later, but that was the story of the. Oh, it's Mary Jo! Come in, quick! Come in, get in the television. This is national TV. Say, hey, Mom.
I was going to tell you how wonderful the floodlights are
Isn't
outside.
that great? That happened today.
Do you know where the switch is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
It's
right
like
to the right of the
outside
door.
Okay. What is this?
Well, this is the Arthur Ben Chitty show.
This is John.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you? He is telling us of his past exploits.
Well, the
And,
black
I'm so
community,
glad
the
we
St.
finally
Mark's
got
community,
that.
really got
Got
off the ground
Yeah.
with these things. And then, of course, later we had paved roads put in the black community. And
Tell me now. You said the school.
20 houses were built. You see,
You said the school had not. What do you mean the school had not been
Let me
built?
have that was M's. And then you may have the next one.
this is Miss M's.
Oh, they were having a school in the church.
The school was being held in the church.
Oh.
There was no school.
I'll give you a little hot tea.
And we had
One room school for 8th grades.
one room school for 8th
In the
grades. And
church.
2 blocks away was the Sewanee Public White School that had 8 grades
Right. And 8 rooms.
and 8
Or 10
rooms.
rooms.
10 rooms.
That's yours.
And all right. And so it was. There was a problem, you see, about doing something for the black children. And at that time in Tennessee, the laws were very, very strict. No black children could attend school with white children. No white people could go to a restaurant or black.
Jim
go-
Crow laws.
Jim Crow laws were still in full effect in 1950,
Yeah.
which is when
Yeah, they were only broken in the Brown versus the Board of Education was 1954, and
That's right.
segregation didn't happen in most of the South until the 70s.
That's
Still
right.
in Sewanee,
But
it
it-
happened in the early 60s.
In
The
Sewanee,
Camerons and maybe the Goodsteins, 4 black parents and 4
White parents.
white parents sued the county
Oh, really?
to integrate,
yeah,
saying that both children were being deprived.
Oh, good.
yeah, the white
And
children
so-
made the
The author went down to Winchester and gave the history of the school here, which was built by the community, and then it was built. Some more was
That's the
built,
so-called white school, the present.
built by the county, and then some more built by the county. But there wasn't enough room to accommodate the 30 children from St. Mark's,
So-
from Kenley School.
So, as an interim measure, we built a 2-room school for 8th grades.
Yeah, this is 1940.
Late 40s, 1950 approximately.
Charlotte Gary, when Dr. Gary died, said he had several projects, and one was the Legion Hall,
Yeah,
and one
I
was
raised the money for
the
that.
public school, the black school.
Yeah,
And it seems to me there was
Now-
something else, and she would give you $1,000 for each one.
as a kickoff gift for each one, $1,000. So I had $1,000 to start the black schoolhouse, to move it out of the church and into a schoolhouse. And I insisted that they put a shower in it, a shower, and that's because nobody had running water in their house. So we got that schoolhouse built, which was right at the other end of the bridge, the footbridge that would get them across the creek.
And
to
some
get to
people
work.
wouldn't give to a one-room school. They thought a one-room school was outrageous, so they gave to the second room. And in due course, there was a second room.
So then we had put in a street light, and we had cut the road through to connect, and we had built the footbridge, and then we had built the school, which was still only a little way from the white school, but still segregation was absolutely in place. And in fact, I raised money from segregationists for these things because it was for blacks. It was I raised money from segregationists, including Bishop Joanne, to put in these improvements
To
in the black
benefit the
community.
black community because it wasn't benefiting black and white
And
together.
Lake O'Donnell was built.
Tell them about
And-
that. Yeah.
Bishop Joanne didn't think it ought to be desegregated. So he built a swimming pool in the black community.
He gave
And
the
it
money.
never was much used. And they
Swimming
gave
pool.
the money to build. Then
Money was raised to
swimming
build a
pool's still over there, but
swimming
not
pool
used.
in the black community, so the black children would not swim in Lake O'Donnell.
No.
You know, that's
Then,
horrible.
then it was arranged that Lake O'Donnell would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday it would be for blacks, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday it would be for whites. And
That didn't last very long.
that didn't last very long. But
So the black
so there's
community.
a swimming pool over there unusual.
Our black community, and we're talking about 40 families, and we're talking about 150 people maybe. Our black community was so pleased and happy and satisfied that during the turmoil of the desegregation, nothing at all happened at Sewanee. They felt that they were better off than any blacks they knew of, and so the lid certainly at Sewanee was kept on in that period because we had anticipated problems and had actually accomplished some things. And
What
then
you
of course
couldn't accomplish was for the outside world to correspond to Sewanee, so that people like John today, who
of course
grew up
David.
and
Don't
grew
forget
up
David
people-
Yates. David Yates, the rector of OT,
But what
was
is there for John Childress today?
What is there for John Childress today? John Childress grew up with me David Yates was his idol, just like he was my idol. Okay, we both sang the same songs. We went to the same camps or and
How much
camp
education is he?
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know
You
how
see
much
what-
education he has.
That's
Why
the problem.
doesn't he have it? He's just as intelligent as any white
Well,
person in the community.
you know, this was an individual choice, wasn't it? I mean, he knew.
Well, it wasn't really an individual choice.
I don't know. But whatever difference there is, in my opinion, is education which John Childress and others did not accept or would not pursue. And I don't know where.
I don't know that they had
don't.
the opportunity. I really just don't know that they.
Well,
were
I've always felt it was a combination of opportunity and tradition.
Well-
I mean, you know, like I go to college because my folks went to college.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go to college because it was expected of them, or because the doors magically open. Like, did you think twice about going to college? I mean, it was just going to happen.
I did because my father did not want me
That's
to.
right.
That's
And
right.
you
It's a
were in
different
you were in a
thing.
But
different situation.
but that was a.
You had to
different
work like
situation.
crazy to get to college. And,
I did.
and so forth.
I
But
saved all the money. I mean, I had enough money when I came here as a freshman. I had enough money to pay my way through. I didn't.
well, if I
quite-
had to work my way through college, it would have been a number of years later that I would have made it through. But and I guess somebody like Jim Cohen, proves that you can do it.
I guess we ought to save our tape, and
We probably ought to. So
Yeah.
we're
All right.
we're moving from storytelling into argument.
Well, I like argument too. That's it.
Big camera, and you're on it.
You missed the sleeping baby. He was doing a good job.
Hey, but he's awake.
Yeah, he's awake.
There he is. Sail up the camera.
Emerging out of some strange
Here
room.
they come.
His eyes are
Hey,
staring at the
there he
ceiling.
is.
He's a zombie man. Hi, kiddo. You're a beauty.
Yes.
Arthur.
What happened?
Based the other side.
Oh. You think let's go get him. Am I going to run into anything?
Betty Nick says you should turn over so you don't fry on one side.
All right, go out there and get the baby beauty. Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah.
Here we come.
No. Don't take me. No.
Oh, Dad.
Naked. This is awful. Don't do this to me.
Okay.
Posterity will be offended.
She will. She's denial period, you know.
Cousin, that's Harry. He looks just like this one. I think there's a similarity, but he's got even bigger eyes.
Who does he look like?
Haley, she's saying Haley looks like Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all babies look the same, but they don't.
They look really different.
So what's new with Nathan? Nathan is thriving, and they're hoping to adopt some children. We're doing great. Mother wrote a note to Bill Wade to deliver it either tonight or tomorrow. Wow, it's mother's. But I know that for you.
non-credit photography courses and cooking courses and, sex ed.
What was that?
So.
What kind of education?
And that is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my life. What? What she's doing.
I just want to say that it was not on my own initiative that I did
So
this.
low-born. It's just.
I know it's low-born. We're all low-born. Why do you think we're not in that society page that you just showed me? So he thought he was going to be a cultural attaché to Rome or whatever, and
And then he had, a year and a half fighting with Art Schaefer, and that was the end of that.
Well, Art Schaefer wasn't already what's his name, was he?
Art Schaefer became provost July 1st, 1977.
That long ago?
Uh-huh.
God, what a nightmare. What an enduring nightmare. John, what are you up to?
Me, I'm drawing.
Driving. Anna, what are you up to?
I'm taking every leftover out of the fridge and throwing it all together
Yes.
for something called dinner.
Dinner.
100% leftover.
I seem to remember the concept.
I'm vacuuming it's all going to get reorganized and appear as dinner.
Would you like
I
some
was
help?
going to bring my collection of baby clothes, and we can play.
Do you have any baby? Seriously, do you have any baby clothes? Because I bet they were gorgeous.
We can play dress up.
Don?
Yes.
Wait, this is off the record because I don't want to hear a no on the record.
He thought it made lots of sense.
I just-
He thought it made lots of good sense with two of the children down there, and Brian's husband probably settling in that general area. And who's the fourth child? There's John and the twin, and Brian. And there's the first child was a girl, and then there's John and a twin, and then there's Frank.
John's twin is Robert.
Oh, girl. I don't know. John's the only boy, I think. I'm sure John's the only boy. And so, all this, Jerome, I think you'd be sorry to see him, but he is no being bought off.
Zoom in.
There's no more being bought off by the Wells of South Florida or anything like that. And Jerome said they had a buyer for the house here. Not perhaps as much as they'd like to sell it for.
Why?
Had a buyer.
Why?
So that makes it good.
That's right. He has doodles.
And I don't think this, being next door to Cecil has been any. Remember when the Archbishop was battling back and forth?
Well, I can't imagine being in close proximity to them over a long period of time at all, because Cecil is so persnickety. It's what's funny. Marie really likes him. So last Sunday at church, I was struck by that, and of course Cecil's just Cecil.
I was not, no. But I was glad to have this conversation.
Hard for me.
me over for breakfast.
And that line is-
Dad says, one thing I hate
Betty,
is lima beans.
this really is.
Lima
I mean,
beans for breakfast.
this is revolting.
Okay, I mean, that's, you know.
It's great.
Really a Saturday night meal, but.
Do anything until, I mean,
Oh, you did? Okay.
we need to find out if,
Find out if what?
well, if the Evanston and West End is going to do this, we ought to let their money go for the sound system, and then we ought to do something. We ought to get fixed to do something that's going to be permanent. You know, a sound system, we're talking about 10 years. Shoulders.
Thank you.
You are so disgusting.
All right.
Get a lot of
Of Darn.
dollars.
Yeah, just so I can humiliate him,
This has
infuriate
something
him.
to do with,
Go to him.
is this a radio?
It's a digital clock from this end.
Oh, a digital clock radio. 'Cause
So that you don't have to wake me up at
ask you
4:30
what time it is.
and say,
Yes.
what are the... I wake up.
I thought you got
I
it too.
You to work on the
What?
I thought,
I did get up. Honestly.
At one,
I
at
got
2
up.
o'clock in the morning, I also thought it was fine. It's so much commotion, I can't sleep. And we got up and we worked, I guess we did work on the income tax for 3 hours.
Yeah, at least 3
And
hours.
then one of us looked at the clock.
about ready. I flipped
And it was
And what's that?
5.
Then
Well,
we
this is
discovered
great.
it was only 5. Though it's a gift from Miss M, John has to install it,
Oh,
which means he has to get down on hands and knees. And this is no easy thing.
Whiskey, I bet him.
This is from Anna.
Dick and Aunt Edna. So everybody would send Christmas presents. So we started about 4 days, 5 days before Christmas.
Goodness gracious.
Opening one at a time.
That's a large gift you've got there, Mother.
And then this gift cost
Yes, they are.
the cost is $112. This gift.
You don't
Because
see
it's a complete set of
Dad, hush.
microwaves.
say that?
Oh,
Well, I'm subtracting $100.85.
is somebody gonna teach me how to use
And
it?
it's a complete array of microwaves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hi, I'm just recording your new outfit here.
A new outfit with my
Nope.
earrings.
So let me zoom in on those earrings here. Great.
Don't forget the
All
eyelashes.
right. Ooh, all right. Let her bat. Oh, good. All right.
When I'm just getting ready to enjoy that.
By cooking?
No, I say, what time is it?
Oh, but
5 to
When
7
I can't see.
so how many dishes is this, Mother, you've gotten?
2 long
That's
height
it.
bowls and 2 lids, 2 oval casseroles, 2 platters, and 2 lids, and
Great.
4 ramekins. Well,
Great.
somebody else got to open this. I can't figure
Okay,
it out.
somebody else. Well, nobody else is there, so.
I will.
Anna, come in over.
Here comes Anna.
We don't want it open.
Save the day.
Sure
Well,
we
yes,
do.
We want to see what's in.
We want to see what's there. Because we want to see
We're gonna put tonight's leftovers except tonight's all leftovers. We don't want any leftovers of tonight's leftovers.
No,
We'll
no,
get
no.
all this beautiful paper back on.
Woo!
Good. Yeah.
All different sizes
All
and
different
shapes.
sizes and shapes.
Okay.
Oh.
It's
That's
really
very
quite
handy
good.
because then you don't have to
And something that
transfer.
she needs. Now look, Benedict.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah.